Living, and welcome back to our channel. So today we are touring my home and we're going to show the before and afters. It's not done, but it's pretty much done.
Would you say 99.9%?
I would say it's done, but I have some fun ideas and projects that I would love to do, kind of cherry on top.
Like the second story.
I want to, I would love to build this. I honestly want to build a second story of my house. But anyways, so I thought it'd be fun to start this video right here in this exact spot because a little over a year ago, Mom and I were standing here in this spot when the house was not renovated.
And it's good you don't have smell-o-vision because there was a cat that lived here in the befores.
I think there was a lot of cats that lived here in the befores, but it had so much potential, we didn't even care. We're in the living room. It immediately caught my affection. I was completely in love with the vaulted ceilings because I had really short ceilings in my last house. So I was excited about that. And this back wall had just the most interesting built-ins made of the cheapest wood that anyone could ever find.
Yeah. And of course, we come in and we start thinking of how we can take walls down in our mind, but this house really needed that wall to live there because you have pretty much an open concept into the dining room and the kitchen. The flow is great, and so that wall needed to stay.
Yeah, this is not an open floor plan, but it works for us. We love it. So we took off those built-ins and we actually had to take all the siding or the paneling.
Yeah, so usually you can come in and you can say, well, I'll paint this and it's going to update the space, but we couldn't do that because the panels were warped.
Yeah, and so, but we chose to do board and batten instead. Shockingly, doing board and batten in this room was cheaper than putting new drywall up. So I had our painters do this. The color is Sherwin-Williams Pure White. We also took out a little pony wall.
Two pony walls. One coming this way in the dining and one coming this way in the entry.
Yeah.
And if you have a pony wall, it's time for it to
take it out.
Hop off.
Get rid of your pony walls.
Yeah.
We took those out, which in turn, we needed to take the flooring out. I didn't love the flooring anyways. It was really, this was a rental property before, so it was really low cost vinyl planking that just looked cheap, felt cheap, all the things. And I was able to score some real hardwoods from the last inventory, which is in the DFW, and I got them for a screaming deal, and they're not engineered. After we finished all of this, we decided we needed a little bit more character, and one time Mom and I were out treasure hunting at what was it? What is Canton?
Canton is a large flea market that we have locally here. It's open once a month.
Yeah. And we found this amazing fireplace mantle and decided to put a faux fireplace. So I have a dream to have a real one working, but until then I didn't want to wait. I didn't want that wall bare. I wanted something interesting. So we went ahead and installed it, made a little,
Yeah, so you could actually put an insert, a firebox in there because we did go ahead and carve out for that. This is an outside wall.
Yeah.
And the great news was Canton is an hour away, but the man who sold it to us lives in our city. So he brought it home with him. It was a very good deal.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah.
We love it.
The last detail in this living room that we'll share is the furniture. We have a new sofa from Joybird. It's the Lewis sectional. Mom treasure hunted this chair from Facebook Marketplace. Also found our entry piece from Facebook Marketplace. And then these two tables came from a local vendor mall called the Rustic Warehouse. And I got this piece from Facebook Marketplace and DIY makeovered it. I cut it down. We have a whole video that I share a little bit more about that. And then we have our ruggable. And then our lights, they're both from Amazon, the wall sconces and the ceiling light. So it was really affordable finds. Even the window treatments, Home Depot, I think each shade was $50. We were really thrifty because the renovation overall added up. Although we did some budget conscious things, it added up.
Sure.
So we needed to do some cost effective things. So the next room in this tour is the playroom, and if you haven't seen it, you're gonna love it.
It's the best.
Yes. So this room, Mom and we didn't even come in here in the pre-renovation home tour, but it wasn't because we didn't have plans for it. It was because there was literally just nothing to it. There was no character, there's nothing. It was a conversion. This used to be a pathway or a
It's like a porte-cochere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the kitchen to the garage. We thought, wow, this is perfect for a playroom because I can see from the kitchen and I can see from the living room. Like Mom said, really good flow. When we were planning this room, we needed it to look sophisticated for a playroom.
Right. So these walls are what do it for us. Knew we wanted some type of a wall treatment, a mural or something. And when we happened upon this particular company, we were just in love.
The wallpaper, the company is wood chip and magnolia.
Right.
It's awesome. I mean, look at their stuff and you're immediately going to want to put it everywhere because it functions as art. So when I look for my living room, the door frame almost makes the frame, and then the art is right there. Instead of feeling like, oh, that's a cheesy playroom, it feels, wow, that's got the whimsy that a playroom and a kid's space needs without,
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention, Shelby, is that you can shut this room off. We added French doors.
Yeah. Sometimes she'll be watching a show and we'll be watching a show,
Right.
and being able to shut that door but still see is really helpful.
So let's talk about the furnishings in here too, because it needed to function as a drop spot because this is where everybody comes in. So Shelby did a peg rail and did a little bench, and that way she can put her backpack and the keys and all the things. Quinn loves to color and draw, and so we found this table and used a couple little poofs so that she could sit at this table and color and draw.
Everyone always asks me, is this a kid's table? No, it is a coffee table. I just found the measurements, a coffee table that's a little taller than a standard coffee table that I could stick some poofs under, and she really does use it every single day to color and
And lastly, we wanted to hang out in here with her. We love spending time with the kids, and so we put a little lounge area for grown-ups to read a book or hang out with the kiddos.
Yeah, so it's a very functional space. This isn't your standard playroom setup, but for me,
it's perfect.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Okay, so off to the kitchen.
Okay.
We do have lots of fun befores. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack in this room. The befores were honestly not that bad.
No.
It
was way worse in person.
It was hard. When you see the picture, you're like, oh, it's just a white kitchen. But the short, squatty cabinets, the finishes were, the tile on the wall was falling off, everything just, it needed some TLC. And there's water damage in some of the cabinets, so between the look and the smell, it needed an update.
Yeah, and in this room, when we took the video, Quinn came running in with a toilet brush in her mouth. Do you remember that?
She did.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what happens when you haven't moved into the house and you let the baby roam and open cabinets.
She found a toilet brush.
Toilet brush.
Let's not. Oh, shoo-wee.
Shoo-wee, that toilet brush.
Maybe you play with a sink filler.
Yes.
She was exploring the other spaces, and we had cleaned out the entire house, and we must have missed
a toilet brush.
Yeah. So anyways, so we were lucky to be able to, shockingly for a rent house, be able to keep the countertops. So these are, I can't remember the exact name, it's in the garage, but it's quartzite, so it's a natural stone. It looks like a marble, but is much more durable. So that made us, although we really wanted to save money, so we didn't want to get the full kitchen, it made us really commit to keeping this layout and trying to work with what we had. So we decided, instead of ripping out the cabinets, to just reface them and then have them repaired where there was water damage. So we, first of all, took out all the uppers on the side of the sink, and that immediately made the kitchen feel huge.
Right, because when you have the peninsula, it kind of closes everything off.
Yeah.
And so you might wonder, well, why wouldn't you have ripped this peninsula out? But again, we were in love with these counters, and it was so functional for us that we just decided let's open it up by doing the wood shelves.
Yeah. Next thing we did was we built cabinets on top of the cabinets on the other side. So that made the ceilings look taller, it made it not collect dust up there, and it gave us a lot more storage. So we actually didn't change any layout.
Right.
We just extended it. There was a cabinet with a microwave next to the fridge, and it just looked weird. Like, it looked like the cabinet should have stopped at the fridge.
Right, so this all came out, and then the wine coffee bar was installed.
Yeah.
Shelby really came up with the plan for that, and what was really fun is we added a water spigot here.
Yeah.
So
It's a pot filler.
pot filler,
Yeah.
water spigot, but it's really neat because you can use that to fill your coffee pot.
It was really affordable and added so much character and made it look very intentionally, this is a coffee bar. So we have our espresso machine here. We do have a coffee maker on the other side because we're those type of people. We need coffee, 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 coffee. But I love the way it looks. I love the way it functions. And that was, I feel like, my favorite feature in the kitchen.
Now, you didn't have a walk-in pantry, but you did have a wall of pantry space.
Yes.
At the end of the kitchen in a hall that's adjacent to the laundry room, there are these floor-to-ceiling cabinets, and they function as a pantry, but also they function as your
Appliance
appliance garage.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of that word.
Yeah.
So the microwave has a slide that it comes in and out, as does the blenders and anything else that you use.
Yeah.
You can pull it out. The big cabinet doors are amazing.
All of those things get used every day, but they are not in eyesight because they're an eyesore. So
Yeah.
the last thing in this kitchen was the vent hood. So there was no vent hood it was like a cabinet situation before. And we demoed it out and had this great plan, and I did a 3D rendering, and I feel like it still looks great. It would have looked great if he would have followed my plan, but my cabinet guy, I'm just gonna throw him under the bus. He went out gambling, and then he came back, built my vent hood. He did great on everything else. And then he did my
We were
vent
like,
hood.
were you drunk when you built that?
I was
hood?
like,
what's going on
I was
here?
like, that's not right. And he was not willing to fix it. So
Yeah.
we did end up having to hire a new cabinet guy, and it took about a year, and I just decided, instead of going that direction, I feel like the house is calling for something different. So honestly, it ended up being a happy
Accident, yes.
Yeah, so I'm glad. I love this, like, kind of European cottage. I don't know, what would you...
Yeah, I call it European cottage, and I love these little spice drawers that
Yeah.
you have. And they're cabinet doors, but they actually pull out.
Yeah.
And so she's got her oil, her
Oils here,
spices there, and it's just really neat.
Yeah. And then the backsplash is shiplap. I just DIY'd it. Dining room, we can talk about that. There's not a ton to it. It's not huge, but it's also not teeny tiny. And it functions for us. I found the table on Facebook Marketplace from like it was used as a school table at this place in Dallas. We found the chairs at an estate sale, and the light is from Pottery Barn. It's been discontinued, and honestly the shades don't screw on right, so I know that's why they did that. And I do have intention to replace it at some point.
I love it though. I think it looks great. It bothers her, but I think it looks amazing. I can't tell, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, I do like it. Anyways.
And your laundry room's just right here, and you did a really super fun pattern tile on the floor. Something else that you did was one of these shelves in front of the window, which I was never a fan of that, but I have to admit it's really cute and super functional.
Yeah.
So I love what you've done with that.
Yeah, so we're not quite done in that room, but we did start that. So I have some vision, but I haven't fully developed what I want to do there. So no like tile or changes like that, but just some added fun elements.
Unless you win the lottery, then you're gonna blow that out, enlarge the kitchen, and put the 2-story in.
If I go viral, guys, maybe that would give us enough. I'll just blow it all out. But anyways, now let's go to the kids' rooms.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to talk about both kids' rooms in my daughter's room because my son is sleeping in his nursery. But the first kids' space is my daughter's nursery. She is 2.5, but still in a crib, which is really working for us right now. She can't escape.
She needs a big girl
She
bed.
needs a big girl bed, so that we are in process of designing around that. This room had bifold doors that really weren't doing it for us, so we did some trim on them. I actually have a whole DIY video on that. We have some cute hardware, and that is a feature in here. We found a light it's a Pottery Barn light that I feel like adds a lot of
Yeah.
pizzazz. World Market rug. We have an estate sale dresser, and then a little nugget. A lot of people ask if we actually like the nugget. Yes, we use it literally every day.
Yeah, you have some great art that we found at estate sales,
Yes.
both pieces.
This one is from the Rustic Warehouse.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it came from an estate sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these butterfly prints, we love those, and some rose, vintage rose painting over there,
Bookshelves
and
from
bookshelves
Target.
from Target. So, and then a vintage clock
It's a
or
vintage.
reproduction.
No, it's vintage, and it came from also an estate sale.
Okay, so cute. I
Yeah.
love that clock.
So
Yeah.
this room, very affordable because we just treasure hunted. The color on the walls is Sherwin-Williams Sweet Beige. So my son's room, which is right down the hallway, we did blue in that room, so his trim is blue. The shiplap that we DIY'd in there is blue, and we did a really fun gallery wall with vintage looking card prints. We just printed them on at Staples, and we bought them off Etsy. What else about them?
We have a vintage dresser and
Yeah.
a really, really cool wicker trunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The trunk is awesome. We also got a woven light that kind of corresponds with that. And we also have wall sconces above the light. So we have multiple forms of light, but it's nice because I like that room's a little bit dark for the
Right.
function today because we do lots of naps with a 2-month-old.
Yeah.
So let's go to the guest room and the hall bath. The hall bath was the first room that we finished in the house.
Not true.
Well, the first room I shared with you guys, it wasn't completely finished. I came clean about the truth about this room a couple of videos ago, and I'll link that in the cards. But the deal with this room was it was extremely long. It was definitely bigger than your normal hall bath, which we love, especially we have lots of storage, so we have all the bath toys and spaces and towels and stuff for guests, so we love it, but it was hard to design around because it was just absurdly long.
Yeah, but the water closet is hidden behind this super cool barn door, and then you chose to do this incredible wallpaper print
Yeah.
that just brightens the whole space and lightens it, and just when you walk in it just feels so sweet and warm and cozy.
Yeah.
I mean, for a bathroom, that's something, and
Yeah.
you want to stay in here.
Yeah.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One challenge that I had about the length of this was the mirror. I felt like every time I wanted to add mirrors to add character, but it just made it looked weird with more than one mirror. I really just need one giant mirror, so we just framed this one. Also, the countertops continued into the room, this area with the shower, and it looked like a, what did you call it?
Gas station changing table.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Mom had the brilliant idea of having the cabinet guy build this into a linen cabinet.
Yeah.
And so it's been super functional, and I also feel like it makes this little nook feel intentional. And then we do have a bath shower combo in here. It's the only bath in the house. We don't have one in our primary bathroom, but because the bathroom is so beautiful, I get to enjoy it as well. And we just did subway tile, just something simple that would last. I really wanted this room to be bold and classic at the same time, if that makes sense. So this marble, it just stands out, but marble, it's not real marble, it's faux, but that stands the test of time. It's always going to be cool, always going to love wood, always going to love subway. And I feel like Toile also is just one of those things. It's just, will stand the test of time.
Yes.
So I've tried to really go that route in this bathroom, and I love the way it turned out. The right across the hallway, in between, so we're in between the two kids' rooms, and then right across the hallway there is the guest bedroom. We really didn't do much to that room.
We had done your guest room in your old house. So essentially we just plopped everything from the old guest room at the old house into the new guest room.
Yeah, and so it's still, I mean, I need to change the light fixture out. I would love for the my desk office space to be intentional. It's not at all.
Maybe a little more sophisticated.
Yeah. And that room is small to have both a king size bed and an office. So I would love some creative solutions for that. But we'll get there when we get there. It's kind of the cherry on top kind of projects. But right now I feel like guests are comfortable in there. It's enjoyable and it's pretty. So that's that. Now on to the master. So we came in this room and we found my Bella girl is enjoying the bed, and Mom insisted that we leave her.
Look how comfortable she looks.
Okay,
She's so happy.
Last time Mom watched my dogs, she fed her Brahms burgers.
Hamburgers.
She was like, she wanted a treat. So that's the type of dog Mom is. So we got some great examples of how luxurious and enjoyable our bed is. But this is our most recent project, and I love the way it turned out.
Oh my goodness. I'm kind of obsessed, honestly, because we had an idea, a direction we were going, but I think it turned out way better.
Yeah. So before this room was an odd shape. The closet juts out. It had a weird coat closet. We had a garage door where this door is, so we put a glass door here, and the window was just blah, and right over the bed, and we didn't love the way it looked. So I framed out the window. We put a really intentional cute sitting nook where the closet juts out, and then we put a glass door. And we're still working on this little nook where the coat closet is, but
I have ideas for it.
We both have some really fun.
My ideas are actually different than your ideas. We should both make like a mood board and see.
And have you guys vote?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
But a lot of times we end up sharing each other's ideas, and we'll fight, like we'll bicker for a minute, like, no, this makes more sense, and this makes more sense. And then we end up our ideas end up having a baby, and they end up. Yeah. So while we're in here, let's go ahead and talk about the bathroom. So that was also one of our first projects, completely done. We made sure to have anything that had construction dust knocked out. Just having two little kids in the house just made it to where it needed to be.
Yeah, the bathroom had a door to the hall.
Yeah, it was a Jack and Jill. Well, I guess it's not really a Jack and Jill. It was door here and here, and the shower, it was just a shower tub combo, but it was one of those old school, it was like
insert.
Yeah, it was like manila color. The countertops were great, that's just so funny.
Yeah.
So the whole house was just like bland, boring, rental grade, and
those
then it had these
amazing. They're really high-end counters.
Yeah.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, so she must have got a deal, like a remnant deal or something, but we decided that we needed to close in that door and to make it feel more
dedicated.
Well, and also more like a primary suite bathroom, like just something that feels more luxurious and spa-like, like you'd want to go in there despite the size of it. So my idea was we pulled out the shower about 6 inches, which 6 inches sounds like nothing. It made huge difference. Well, you couldn't have done that if the door was still there. And then we went all the way to the ceiling and then even tiled the ceiling. And then now that shower that looked puny and just no form of luxury at all, just is so spa-like, so amazing, and actually it gets all steamy because we went all the way to the ceiling with the glass as well, which was quite the investment for me personally, but so worth it.
But I think my favorite thing in your bathroom is the tile choices.
Yeah.
Because the tile on the floor looks like a luxury, like earthy blue stone. I don't know if you're familiar with that blue stone, but it looks
Yeah.
like a blue stone. And then you did the Chloe tile on the walls, so it gives a variation, a pattern, and it's just
Very
it's
organic.
so organic and earthy and beautiful.
Yeah, and people a lot of times they'll ask me about the mirrors. They're actually from Lowe's. They were $89, and we couldn't find the gold frames, so Mom and I rub and buffed them, and I feel like they look just as sophisticated. And it's nice because I feel like we kind of have a callback from the arch mirror in the reading nook, and then the arches in there, but
Yeah.
it's not too themey, you know?
Right. Right.
So that is this space. Do you want to go back in the living room and we can talk about what we've done to the exterior and close this out?
Sure.
Okay. So we've also done a lot on the exterior, actually, like in the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So this weekend I painted the exterior. It is not done. We still need to replace the front door. We need to do some shutters, I think. And we do have an entire video dedicated to how to paint your exterior. It was so much easier than I thought. This is my second time doing it, but we have some hacks on how to make it so much easier. I mean, this is night and day difference than what I did the first time. And then before that, Mom, actually, you get all the credit, did my back patio. We had some people using the house for a photo shoot. She was like, your back patio is way too boring and just not done at all.
Well, it was just a table. So
Yeah.
we went and picked up some furniture. I added some planters and some
String lights.
string lights. And string lights, they just make everything happy.
Yeah. Now, do we have other plans out there? Of course, we have just, we have a lot we want to do. We want like a little grilling area, and we have dreams.
A big barn for parties.
I would love to have like a barn
That's when
dominium
the
guest house.
the second edition comes, and then the big barn too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think that's, although my house is done and we're very happy, I love when you have gone this far, it's fun to dream. And that will they ever happen? Are my dreams very expensive? Are they even necessary? I don't know, but it's fun, and I feel like that's what's wonderful about playing with your home and also doing things very cost effectively, because then you can see, oh my gosh, anything's possible. Like,
Yeah.
I can find something on Facebook Marketplace. I can DIY this. I can, you know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's kind of been the process of our house. We found it had a lot of potential. We didn't need to do major construction, but it was a lot of cosmetic. There was a
Yeah.
lot of work and a lot of time spent, but to do it all, like I would say 18 months is what it,
Yeah.
and I'm just so happy how far we've come.
Yeah.
So,
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we hope you'll share these videos with your friends and like, subscribe, and we have some fun stuff coming up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So have a good day, guys.
Bye.